Hello, my name is Resilan Bearcat, and this is my first playthrough for the Rise of the Darkfog expansion for Dyson Sphere Program. This is the Albalda playthrough series. Hope you enjoy the gameplay. Okay, we are back in Dyson Sphere, and we're getting started today with the next thing that we want to do. And today's episode is really going to be about these vertical launching silos. This is one of the things that we need in order to expand. You can see here on the technology tree that we've researched everything we can without white science. Now, we'll get around to the white science eventually, but we've decided we wanted to start building our Dyson Sphere first. Now, we can't do any upgrades. We can't do any of the anything else without white science. That'll be coming up in an episode soon. But for today, we are going to focus on our Dyson Sphere. Now, if we go over to the Octa system here, you can see we have a sphere. We have a Dyson swarm surrounding our sphere. What we want to do is this is layer 1 of the sphere, and we want to get started filling this thing in. Right now, the Dyson swarm is generating about 4 gigawatts of power. We want to increase that. We want to get this Dyson Sphere up and running and get all the power coming in from that. And then we're going to add additional shells. And, at least in this playthrough series, I don't know if we'll get all 10 shells built, but actually that's kind of what I'm thinking is what we're going there. Now, the Dyson Sphere components, the deuterium fuel rods, and quantum chips are needed in order to build carrier rockets. And so we need to build the carrier rockets. And so in order to do that, we've got to scale up other things and kind of get ready for that. We're not quite ready to start building the components yet. They require some of the solar cells, which we're building. We're building frames, but we probably need to increase the volume of frames we're building. I think we've got enough processors, but maybe we need more. We'll find out as we go through this, because as we start scaling this up, we'll pay attention to our production trees and figure out what we need to add. So we've got some blueprints, but first thing we're going to do is let's build the actual item that we need here for the vertical launching silos. So we're going to stamp down a blueprint here. I need to get some stuff out of my inventory logistics and put it over here so it'll fill this stuff in. Let's see, I've got plenty of stuff here. I've got belts. I need the power poles, and I need sorters. I need to grab sorters out of there as well. All right, we get all this stuff out here, and that's going to allow us to start building out just extending the bus. I really like this bus design and the extensibility of it. I can build things and pretty easily bring things in. Now, I've got other things here that I'm bringing into this build to build things. There are improvements that I could make on this bus. I think I would like to have more things on the bus rather than bringing them in on the sides. And then I think also that there's a couple of things I brought in on the bus that don't really need to be there. Titanium is an example. I've only found one thing that you need titanium to build it on here, so you don't really need it on the bus. You'd think that would be different, but that is the case. All right, vertical launching silos. I need, one of the things I need isn't here. I need graviton lenses. The other items are on the bus, so I can bring 3 of the items off the bus, but one of the items I'm going to have to bring in. So let's create a storage container here. We only want 1 stack of these things. We are going to filter these things down to the graviton lenses. That'll be the only thing in there. Now let's get us a logistics station and put it on top of this, a logistics distributor. We'll check the box for distributing to other distributors here. We'll actually need that to be inbound, but we'll fix that in a minute when we come back. Let's actually get the things set up here on the side. So we need things coming in on the side here. Let's see, I need some of the sorters. I don't need any large number, the fast sorters. These slower sorters will be fine. So we'll put one of the items in there. We'll take the item from the storage box in here. So that'll be my graviton lenses. Now I'll have to go get graviton lenses. I don't have any inbound yet. Don't have any in my network to bring them inbound, but we'll fix that. All right here I need frames, titanium alloy, and quantum chips. Looking up through here, it looks like the quantum chips is the first thing up here that I can grab. Right here is quantum chips. We'll bring this down here. We will bring frames down. Same thing. And then we'll bring the titanium alloy down. So as simple as that, we've got everything we need routed off of our bus into this particular build. Now, if I only had graviton lenses on the bus, it would be set. Let's go ahead and put the logistics distributor on top of this, and we'll go ahead and set this up. This is going to provide to Icarus. We'll put some fidget spinners in here, and this is set up. It's already set to one. Let's see, we're gonna need quite a few of these. Let's do 3 stacks of those. All right, let's see what we can do about graviton lenses. Do I have graviton lenses? Where are my graviton lenses? They're not down through here. I know they're being used up in my science area, and that may be where I have to go. The science, they're used for the space warpers up there. Okay, let's go up to my science area, and let's see. They should be being used for my green science. Yep, there they are right there. They're coming out for building the green science. So what we're going to do is we're just going to steal a few of them off right here, put a storage box down, and do it that way. No, that's not what we want. We want just a storage box. There we go. We'll just drop the storage box in. We will go ahead and just limit it to 1 stack. We will go ahead and put the logistics distributor on it. We are going to provide to other distributors, put the drones in it, set the graviton lens as the filter, and now all thing we need is we actually need to connect it up. We'll use the faster sorter for this and pop that in there. There we go. All right, that is filling up. Very good. Now we have these in the network. Now we just go right back down here. It's not that far down here. In fact, it's just right across the thing down to where we need them. We'll need to change this over to request them. And look at that. We have graviton lenses inbound. Here in just a moment, we will have our first vertical launching silo built. And we've got some more of those. Now, next up, we've got, what else can we build here? We got artificial star, we got a quantum chemical plant. We don't have the things really we need to make those yet in the network. We do have all of that stuff built, but we don't have it here on this planet. Ooh, the assembling machine Mark III. We do need those. Now let's go down here. Let's go down here where I'm building other things and see what I can do here. Ooh, that's a long way down. Let's see. Here is the belts and sorters, and there is my assembling machines. Man, the problem is if I put this thing down here, I don't really have a way to bring in the items that I need to build the Mark III assemblers. So let's see, because one of the things I'm going to need here is these particle broadbands. And that's quite the distance from here over there. Well, actually, I'm going to need these crystal silicon things as well. So let's stick this in here. What we'll do is we will grab the, let's see, the green sorter. We're going to put that in here. That's the particle broadband. 1 stack is all I need. We will provide to other distributors and put drones in there. So that's my particle broadbands. I'm just stealing those right off of the network here. Now we need to get, in order to make this, let's see what else we've got to put over here. I've already got, let's see. Ooh, that would be cramped in there. I eventually need to rebuild this mall and a little bit more optimization than what I currently have. That'll be a project for another day though. I want these right here. I need quantum chips, I need particle broadbands, and I need these items here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still thinking about trying to put it here. We need to check this. Yeah, that's right. Let's make that. We'll provide those out to other distributors. That will that'll be the little assemblers. Now we're going to need to, if we're going to use this spot right here, which is what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the Mark III assemblers right here. And with that, we are going to, so we'll have to bring in the other assemblers down here. So let's put this on here, the logistics distributor. Now we need to go ahead and put in here, I'm going to put it right here. We'll put the box here. This needs to be the particle broadband. We'll put the logistics distributor here. We're going to request from other routes. We'll put that in there, and now we need to grab, this will be particle broadband. Let's see, there it is. And it's out-encode the drones, so they're headed off to get things. I don't really need to distribute this to Icarus. We'll uncheck that. All right, so that's coming in there. Let's go ahead and hook this up. So other than that, I just need quantum chips and then the other building. So I'll bring in the particle broadbands. Let's see. Let's put a distributor, a storage box down here below the storage for this. We can just put it here, and then we can run the items up along the side. So I'm going to just request one stack here of, let's get our logistics distributor. So we put the things in the network. Let's see. Let's grab the Mark II assemblers. There we go. We want to request, and we'll fill that in, and we'll uncheck provide to Icarus. It's provided from the other end. Let's not provide it from two places. This right here is used for production. We want to keep it in production. There we go. We'll put a power pole here to get it working, and then let's see. Let's bring that right there. On that, we'll connect that particle broadband on that side, and on this side, we'll bring in the buildings. So in and out, in, and then it needs the quantum chips. The quantum chips is on the bus, so we will grab my yellow belts, come up here to the quantum chips and connect in, and bring this down here. It won't matter where we bring it in at, but we'll bring it in on the first position like we normally do. We'll connect that in. All right, that should start building Mark III assemblers. We'll sit here and make sure that it works. And we're going to need more of these. We'll set up about 5 of these while this is running. I think 5 will work good. 5 stacks of them. So that'll be 250. And there is our first Mark III assembler. So we have now produced our first Mark III assembler. We've extended our bus. I wouldn't necessarily say it's elegant, what we did. I mean, it works, but we had a little bit too much stuff in there. Like I said, there's still I need to be putting some of these things, like the photon combiners and the green crystals on the those things need to be going on the bus. I honestly think anything that you use to build 3 or more items ought to be on the bus. Anything that's only used in 2 items or less, maybe you keep those off the bus and just bring them in on the side. I'll redo that eventually. I'll also need to put all of this stuff into interstellar logistics stations so that I can request it from other planets without having to travel back and forth. So I do need to rework my mall a little bit, clean things up. But for now, let's head on back over to Octa. We actually want to get some additional things set up. If we are actually going to we've expanded our mall now. So now, as we go back to Octa, one of the things that we need to do on Octa is that as we're making this run up to make the carrier rockets, we want to be able to proliferate things. So what we're going to do is head over to Octa 2 first and see what we can actually do over here. This is kind of designated as our production planet. Now I see a Darkfog cluster base on this planet. That is not good. Let's see. It is building things over here. Let's go get rid of this thing. Let's see. I think we're just going to... Why is it not getting shot at? You'd think that maybe I don't have any missile towers on this planet? Well, my drones took care of it in short order. So that's just another 15 gigawatts of power. We'll just stamp down a thermal base right there and say thank you for the power. Very good. Now then, let's move on to the next objective that we have here. So we have actually created, and we are bringing in and making a whole bunch of items here. We've got iron, copper, and titanium being produced in large volumes here. We'll go ahead and fill in the additional 2 items that we needed for proliferation. And then we've got an alarm going off because we're not making any titanium. The titanium is going to require titanium crystals to be brought into this tower. We should have titanium crystals on here, so we should be able to turn this thing on. Let's see. Now, I don't believe all this is necessary. On the copper, you can see all the stacks of things up. I got stacked 4 high. But I don't think the titanium makes as quick. It does not. So we only need... We need the 2 stackers at the end, but we don't need 4 of these things because it's only going to be stacked 2 high. The titanium is half the volume of the other. So let's clean this up a little bit. Just take this out and take out what we don't need. No reason to have a piler where it's not going to do any good. All right, let's stamp down a splitter and we'll reconnect all this stuff. These are blue belts. We'll stay with the blue belts. Just bring them in, just bring it in from that direction. And there we go. Now neaten that up a little bit. We don't need those for the titanium build. Let's get the titanium build up here. Let's see. Let's get it started. I want to get it started. Yeah. We want to get it started. Let's start bringing in the titanium. There we go. Titanium. Titanium. We got half of it running. Let's get this one running, and then we'll have to go around to the other side and get this one running. All right, we're now producing titanium in much higher quantities, and then we might want to check our. Let's make sure everything's working. Oh yeah, and it is producing titanium. Local supply, remote supply. That's exactly what we want. All right, we'll let that get spun up and then see if the alarm will go away. Actually, it's already sort of going away. So, very good. So, next up, more things that we need to do. That was the finishing up the titanium build from the previous episode. But in this case, we need to bring in some additional items here. So we're going to go here to the late game. We're going to put in the proliferation blueprint. Now, we got to find a place to put this. This is a fairly large blueprint that I've got here. It brings in coal and actually produces what we need for the criteria. I believe it also brings in diamonds. And it outputs what it needs. There may be a third input. Let's see. We can't get close to those towers, so we got to get it far enough away from those towers to stamp it in. Between all of this other stuff that I have in here, I've just got to find a spot. And that it complained when I tried to put it there. Trying to line it up, it doesn't like something. What is it not liking? Let's see. Oh, it's colliding with that other collector down there. All right, so I either have to move it down, which would be down here. Now it's complaining here too. Why is it complaining? Foundation. Okay. Oh no, it's too close to the advanced mining facility. So it still doesn't like that. I may not be able to put it here. I was hoping I could get it in there. I mean, I don't know that there's room up here either. No, not really. I guess I could bring it down here, kind of on the other side of these things. This anywhere in here would work. I could stamp it in right here. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should bring it down here. Keep it in this line. Now, this could work if I brought it in right here. There's plenty of room here for it. Let's rotate it around. Hit tab and change my anchor point. I need to want my anchor point down here in the bottom corner. Bottom right corner. There's the, well, let's flip it back around. With the inbound item here. There we go. That's the orientation that I want. That's my diamonds and my graphite. Alright, that should work. Okay, what do you not like this time? Foundation required. Well, there's actually a hole there? I guess there is. Alright, where... let's get oriented. Where is that? It can't be here. I thought it was here. No, it's on the other side over here. Let's see. I have gotten disoriented. There's a pretty good spot there to the left. That was my original spot. So, I was looking to put it, I guess we're looking to put it in there. That spot right there is not quite big enough. That certainly is over here. If I put it over here, I could certainly get that in. But this was not what I was looking at, so that's not going to help fill in the hole. Let's keep looking here. Let's see. Let's grab all my foundations. There's the hole I was looking at. Let's just fill in that little spot. That's where we're going to put it. Okay. So back to this proliferation blueprint. We're going to stamp it in up here in line with these other towers and just over in the next area. So I believe it goes right here. Yep. So we'll stamp that down, and this thing takes coal in and produces blue proliferation out. There are some other things it requires, it brings in, but that's the core of it. So let's get the things we need here. And let's see, we've already got the coal coming in. We're just going to do local supply. Local supply, we're just setting it to supply at the moment. I will need demand here, but I don't want to pull it in yet. I didn't want it to come in remotely, so just reset it. Now we're going to put local drones in here. As soon as I do, it starts bringing in the coal. All right, there we go. And then it also needs diamonds coming in. We'll come back to that in a minute. I don't think I have any diamonds on this planet. I don't believe. Could be wrong, but we do have them in the solar system. And we have them in the universe too, so we can bring them in remotely. All right, there we go. This also requires carbon nanotubes. Now I can request carbon nanotubes. We'll come down here and ask for about 1,000 of them. We'll turn that off and turn it back on. There we go. We got a couple thousand of those coming in. So, and then it produces the blue proliferation. That's the whole point. This blueprint creates 12 per second of the blue proliferation. And to do that, it brings in quite a bit of coal. So that's what makes it work. Let's see. Let's reduce the number of diamonds that I'm asking for. And we'll do that remotely and go ahead and ask for remote demand. So it's bringing those items in. All right. Let's bring in a few warpers. I really only need to do 100. I need to go back and change my output on that so that it would bring in 100 at a time. But I mean, it feels like if you just set up a planet to bring in a stack of warpers, one spot on the planet to bring the warpers in, then you don't have to bring them in more than that, and then you only have to make one trip rather than make multiple trips with the logistics carriers, thereby saving time and resources in transportation, which is one of the key things we're trying to do. All right, with that in mind, we're going to then put these fidget spinners or the warpers over here into our storage box. We're going to run out, and we'll just come over here to slot 5 and run them out. Run that right over here into this splitter, and then we're going to we need a power pole here to power it. There we go. And then we're going to come out of this splitter and run things over here to these other towers. Now let's put a splitter here, and a splitter here. Let's go ahead and take out these power distributors. We don't need those anymore. What we'll do is connect this up, and we'll just go around this signal tower. We'll just route this whole little thing around that. Let's change the rotation of the belt. There we go. Stamp that down, and then run this over here to this particular tower, and then run it down here to this other tower. There we go. And then while we're at it, we'll just come down here and put it into the final tower as well. That's going to distribute space warpers from our original tower into all the other towers. Now I've also got an alarm here that's actually showing as a generic icon. We need to fix that. With the alarm to tell me what the problem is, not just that I have a problem. So diamonds are coming in. You can see that they're going in here, they're building out, and then we're producing this blue proliferation, and we've got a nice quantity of that buildup. All right, everything's good. Now that blueprint right there can be proliferated. It was designed to be proliferated, but I don't really see the point. Guess it would we could stretch our coal a little bit, but there's a lot of coal in the universe. We may have to go to another planet to get more of it, but there's a lot of it, so we can get it. All right, let's see about fixing our traffic monitor. Now we want to change it. I like to change. When I first started playing the game, I used 6-second cycles a lot. Makes the math pretty easy because you can do your math based off of what a belt will hold. But this right here is 10 times what a belt will hold if you do 60 seconds instead of 6 seconds. So the math's not that hard to do. So, I mean, if it would do 72 cargoes in 6 seconds, then we're looking at 720 cargoes in 60 seconds. Now, in our case, I want a little bit of headroom. You know, if it's not at 100%, I don't really want it going off as an alarm. But if it drops down lower than that, I will. So I've kind of picked 600 as my monitoring point for 720, you know, for what we're doing. So, you know, I want to see, you know, about a little over 80% of it being saturated and coming through. If it gets below that, then I will come back and deal with it. I just noticed that we have another Darkfog base. Alright, you silly Darkfog. This is unacceptable. We will eradicate you and all your friends. They may be out still. Alright. Alright. We got space warpers on the belt. We got all of this stuff in here. And we've got space to build other things. Look at all that stuff. There we go. Now, this planet has a limited supply of silicon. It's got a lot of iron and copper. It's got a lot of titanium. Doesn't have an abundant supply of stone. Has a little bit, but not a ton. And, of course, not a whole lot of coal either. So that's part of the things that we kind of want to get set up. Let's grab another tower here so that we can export some of the things that we're not going to be using on this planet, primarily that silicon. We'll stick a tower here. Let's go ahead and bring the space warper over here. Let's put a power pole in here. That's not in the right place. Let's take that back out and put it in the right place. Snap that in there and it looks like, okay, it doesn't look right. There we go. That's the right spot. Now, let's get our space warpers in here and the other things that we need. So we want our stone and our silicon. We're going to export those. So we're going to do local demand and remote supply on those things. And we just need drones to go pick stuff up. There's our drones to carry it to other planets. There's our drones to go pick things up. All right, there we go. It is bringing in the items and exporting them. So if I've got other places, I know on my other planet where I'm building things with silicon, I'm just exporting all of the silicon. I still don't have a whole lot of that. And then I do have, look at that, 650,000 fractal silicon. That means the fractal silicon can be used, I can switch over my production for green crystals to use the fractal silicon. So I should be making green crystals completely with fractal silicon now. All right, let's see. Now, Octa 3, this is Octa 2 that we're on. There's Octa 3. Octa 3 is a sulfuric acid ocean. It's got good solar energy at 136%. So we do want to claim that planet. Make sure we got the Darkfog run off and do that. Our blue proliferation is blinking in and out, but that should sort itself out as all the stuff comes into the system and into the network. Now you can see my Dyson swarm up there, kind of the green ring. Pretty cool. It is building. Let's see. Let's go back out into the space view. Octa 3. Let's go ahead and set an indicator for it. Makes it easier to find it when I take off. There we go. See, I've got a line that tells me exactly where it's at. I can just fly off here and then follow the little line. We want to go over to Octa 3 and take a look around. The core is still destroyed on the Darkfog hive. That's pretty cool. There's no Darkfog right now to really mess with us. It's still interesting to see if the Darkfog hive returns. But this planet has a whole lot of copper, at least in this location. Let's see. Vertical launching silo requires rockets, which have their own pretty significant build process. Components, deuterium, and quantum chips. So that's not exactly a cheap queue of items. But we do have deuterium coming in, not a problem. And we are building some quantum chips, so we'll just have to scale up to build the components. So carrier rockets will require a little bit more. We've got to build some additional things that are going to be necessary. That is all for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment to let me know what you think. Please subscribe to the channel to be notified when new content is available, and check out the link shown here for more gameplay. Take care.